Well, ladies and gentlemen, so today, as you know, we're going to talk about 8th Lord in the 4th house. And what happens when the planet that controls your 8th house is sitting in the 4th house. And as always, if you do not know what Lord through houses are and where your 8th Lord is placed and other Lords through houses are placed, for that, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light. And make sure the option 6 you check out regarding the fact that if you do not know anything about astrology, you will get to know in an audio by me about your horoscope. So 8th house is a house of death and rebirth. It's a house of sudden ups and downs. It's a house of secrecy. It's a house of things that are buried underground, which are philosophically, you can say, secrets. Secrets are things that are hidden from the world. Shows oil, minerals, gemstones, dead bodies, anything that is beneath the surface is the 8th house. And 8th house is also known as a house of surgeries, meaning that sudden things happen and you dig deep to fix something, and surgeries are seen from the 8th house, because it's like you're trying to save your life, and saving life is also seen from the 8th house. So now, what is the 4th house? 4th house shows your mother's nourishment, happiness, your peace of mind, your dwelling, your home, because what makes us feel happy? It's our home. You can stay at your friend's house for as long as you want, but it's your own home that makes you happy. And 4th house also represents the house of people of your homelands. It's a private side of life because it's a house where sun is at around midnight. And where is everybody in midnight? In their private space. So it shows the private side of life. Okay. So when 8th Lord goes into the 4th house, and also I wanted to mention that 8th house also represents sex and our ability to react to sex. And 8th house is also the in-laws too. So a lot of things I can keep going on and on and on and on and on. So when 8th Lord goes into the 4th house, shows that your peace of mind comes into play when you are discussing secrets with your family members, when you're talking about the occult with your family members. Your peace of mind and your happiness really is attached to sex. Like, you feel happy when you are involved in a sexual activity. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to become a prostitute or something. No, you might be, with one single partner, but every time you have a sexual activity with them, you feel happy. Your mind feels at calm. Okay, so that's what this placement represents. This also shows that there are a lot of secrets that you share with your mother. Anytime there's information to tell, you, especially with your mother, you want to expose that secret, and with people within the home. So your secrets are kind of kept in a secret vault, because outside of this house, nobody else knows what I'm talking about in front of the camera until I expose it on YouTube, right? Same thing. So as I was talking about, it is a private side of life. So secrets are really not exposed except between your family members. It also shows that because 4th house represents, things from your home, shows that 8th house is the mental baggage of people, where your ups and downs and emotions happen. 4th house is your emotions. So when a planet goes into the 4th house, shows that your peace of mind is disturbed by the planet, whatever planet is controlling the 8th house, which we'll go into. And so what this does is that a person gets their mind disturbed, their peace of mind, and what happens is, because this represents their peace of mind, we then go over to the 8th house to resolve our peace of mind. Kind of like a psychiatrist or psychologist, somebody who wants to, become a counselor of people with certain emotional problems. And it also shows that because 4th house represents the home and 8th house is going there, shows that you may suddenly get a home in your life out of winning a lottery, or you suddenly got an inheritance, but you can suddenly win or lose a home. So it's not just the positive, but there's always negative too. Depending on certain situations, you may have sudden loss of your home. Bank takes away your home, or you suddenly win a home in a sweepstake. But this is a very private side of a person. When 8th Lord is in the 4th house, all the activities are staying within the home, whether they're sexual, psychological, mental, all of them are staying within the home. What it also shows is that you will pretty much be committed to your partner, because your sexual partner, the 8th house, sexual activities, is going to become a part of your home and dwelling. And which is what? Not many partners, is one partner. And it also shows that your in-laws, because 8th house is your in-laws become part of your family, meaning that you have a pretty good and close relationship with the in-laws. Whenever they come, it's not like a stranger's coming home. It's like you are, with your family member. But depending upon what planet is placed there, yeah, there may be sudden ups and downs. Perhaps you actually don't like your in-laws. So every time you have to look at a planet, what controls the 8th house and the 4th house, and that will show you exactly what's happening with the scenario. So let's discuss that. So let's say if Sun controls your 8th house, and then Sun goes into the 4th house. Now here, what happens is that you might be thinking Sun is exalted, right? In the sign of Aries with this placement. And you'll be like, well, everything, I'll be having a pretty good self-esteem, pretty good ego, pretty good, confidence in life. But what people fail to realize is these little rules of astrology. Because in 4th house, Sun loses its directional strength. Sun loses its power. Sun is like trying to put oil into a car that has a dead battery. You can put as much as oil you want, but you cannot start an engine without a battery. That's what happens. And especially Sun here becomes a functional malefic, because its Multrikon sign is controlling the 8th house, which I happen to find quite useful in my analysis, where this actually analysis works. Okay. And so here what happens is that within the home, within the dwelling of your home, you have the confidence, you have the willpower, you have the strength and the ego. But as soon as you step outside your home, you feel the lack of confidence, lack of willpower, and you feel like, because Sun represents authority and father figure, shows that your father must have gone through major ups and downs in your life, and due to that, your psychological pattern was just disturbed. Shows that mother was a very authoritative figure. Like mother just was like the king. And the thing is, you kind of didn't like that. Because, hey, Sun is exalted. Hey, you're supposed to be good. But no. Not only is the Sun functional malefic, but because of the fact Sun is a planet that burns some of the significance of the house that it sits in. In the 4th house, it's going to show like a sword fight with the mom, with the mother or motherly figure. Aries is a sign of competition. Aries is a fiery sign. Aries is a tamasic sign. And here, the ego of you will try to collide with the ego of the mother, because mother will also have ego. Remember that. Just because you have an exalted planet doesn't mean that other person it's signified by the house that the Sun is sitting in, you're not going to deal with that. This is why Sun is better exalted in the 1st house, because you are dealing with yourself, your ego. Okay, the confidence is there. In 10th house, exalted Sun may actually try to overpower their co-workers, which may not bring such a good camaraderie between you and your co-workers. Exalted Sun in the 7th house may bring too much ego between you and your partner. 4th house happens between the mother and people within the home. So that's what happens. My God, I kind of went long in this. So, and let's say if Moon controls your 8th house, Moon goes into the 4th house, shows that your mental peace comes into play when your imagination is going towards dealing with things of occult, things of spirituality, things of other dimension within the privacy of your own home. Here, a person can become a brilliant writer, because first of all, Pisces is a sign of imagination. Moon is your mind, 4th house is your emotions, 8th house is ruled by Moon. So secrets of the world are being exposed within the home through your mental projection. You love to read about books on secrets, on magic, all the things related to the occult and mysticism, on ghosts. You want to experience these things. Shows that your mother could have been involved in these things, and she kind of put a fuel to your imagination about astrology, numerology, tarot, aliens, mysticism. So it's not a bad placement. But at the same time, can show that this moon goes through tremendous amount of ups and downs in their emotions and happiness within the home. Because remember, moon is again becoming a functional malefic for this time, for this person. So mother can have psychological problems here. Like it can show, if especially if Padha and a nakshatra of the moon are showing such things, it can show that, you know, your mother kind of was too much out there. Perhaps she was like some part of an occult and she wanted you to become part of that. She may be a normal person, but again, she's way out there, and her emotional baggage, you know, kind of came upon you, and so now you're dealing with these kind of things. Okay, but very good for imagination, very good for, you know, going out there exploring your mystical side of life with this moon. And you may even counsel people in home because of this. Let's say if Mercury controls your 8th house, Mercury goes in the 4th house, shows somebody who loves to read within their home, educate themselves between the privacy of their home regarding scientific ideas, scientific things, regarding, you know, reading about, you know, perhaps even the occult, because 8th house generally shows the occult. Yet you are the person who will not communicate about your scientific studies and research to the world. You will keep it within the confines of your own home and in your private dwelling. You may counsel people from privacy of your own home. You may become a psychologist, psychiatrist in the privacy of your own home. Shows that there was a lot of hush-hush communication within the home, because Mercury is communication. So secrets, Mercury ruling the 8th house of, you know, unknown secretive things, in the 4th house of private secretive life, shows that you may, you know, you had a lot of secretive communication within the home. And outside of the home, you might be quite a bit of a quiet person. Shows that you may write about psychological patterns of people. You may want to write about, you know, demented side of life. You know, might write about death, rebirth, things like that. You're a very private person in terms of your communication with the world. Let's say Venus controls your 8th house. Venus goes into the 4th house, shows that your passion and love and ability to form relationship within your home must have a sexual foundation. There must be a sexual attraction between you and your partner for your home to be a happy life. Shows that there's a lot of, you know, psychological side to your spouse that you do not tell everybody. Perhaps your spouse is bipolar and you don't want to tell anybody. You keep that a secret. You deal with a lot of secrecy related to women's issue. Perhaps you're a counselor and you're dealing with women who are perhaps abused, raped, you know, psychologically tormented by their family or husband, and you kind of, from privacy of your own home, you may deal with those issues. Shows that your wife is quite sexual in a private side of life. Outside of the world, she may become a very nice person who doesn't even care about sex, but in the privacy of your own home, your wife, which is the Venus, can be extremely sexual, you know, extremely communicative about sexual talk, about occult talk. Your love and passion in life becomes about, you know, dealing with mystical side of life. If Mars rules your 8th house, goes into the 4th house, shows that one can be mentally or physically be abused by their mother or their in-law, like a woman being married, which is 8th house, to their in-laws in a way. And in-laws are by the 8th house, goes into the 4th house of your happiness and your, you know, dwelling. Shows that you might be verbally abused or physically abused with this Mars placement, because Mars shows power struggle. Mars shows fighting, aggression, because it's a fiery planet. And, you know, so Mars can show, you know, a lot of power struggle within the home. At the same time, this can also show that you have a lot of hidden powers that you do not share with the world. You're the kind of guy who quietly walks, you know, with his bag and all that from home to school, and everybody keeps bothering you. But one day, if somebody just comes to you and says something that just literally, you know, snaps you into something like a Hulk, you will completely go berserk on that person, because people don't realize your hidden power. You realize it because you know, okay, well, I can beat somebody, I can kick someone's ass, I can be a great athlete, but I'm just not going to show anyone. But within the home, it can also show that you yourself could become quite dominating. You yourself can overpower your mother, depending upon what ascendant Mars is ruling. And there's a whole lot of detail, which I'm going to discuss in my book that is going to come later this year or next year. But it's a pretty long book. I'm writing like 500-600 pages, so it's long. It's going to take some time. But here Mars can go either way. Either it can show abuse, physical abuse from the spouse or spouse's family, or it can show you are the one putting the control on other people. But at the same time shows quite a sexual passion within the home with your spouse. So there's a multitudes of things that are happening, but mainly just you have a very inner hidden power and hidden anger within you. Let's say if Jupiter controls the 8th house, and Jupiter goes into the 4th house, what it shows is that, first of all, Jupiter is education, knowledge, intelligence, religion, spirituality. Shows that the family was involved in a lot of occultic things. Family was involved in a lot of secret rituals, a lot of secret hidden occults, or whether spiritual occults, religious cults, but family was all about that. And at the same time, your ability to really learn the true knowledge was disturbed. Either you would suddenly have this burst of emotions towards religion, or suddenly you would want to go towards a witchcraft occult. Your ability to go towards one direction suddenly keeps changing due to this nature. So that's something you got to watch out for. And here one can become a master of astrology. One can become a master counselor of astrology, of tarot, of mysticism, and you can counsel people from the dwelling of your own home. And shows that one true knowledge is all about investigating things, is all about extracting information and learning information. So in a way, these can be very intelligent people, but their intelligence can be quite chaotic. These are the people who might be PhD. At the same time, they might commit murders in their private life. So that's something you got to watch out for. Saturn controls the 8th house. Saturn goes into the 4th house, can show that either you had a very disciplined dictatorial mom within the home, or things were very much organized within the home. You were supposed to follow a certain schedule within the home. And at the same time shows that your mother showed you what is hard work. And through the hard work, you suddenly had a big house. You suddenly had everything that you wanted in this life. All the wealth came in. You became a great real estate agent, and you suddenly created wealth out of selling real estate properties with this position. Even with Mars, actually I forgot to mention that you can suddenly have a huge real estate in Mars Mahadasha or Mars Charadasha time period, or sign which Mars is placed in that Charadasha time period can give this to you. But here it's all about discipline, it's all about hard work, it's all about organization within the home. Your spouse brings in discipline. Your in-laws teach you how to be organized in your home. Yet at the same time, it can show the relationship with the in-laws took time to build, where they became a part of your family in time, not suddenly. You perhaps had in-laws that lived far away from you. You had in-laws, they were in jail. You had in-laws who might be, didn't like you when you married their daughter or their husband. And so slowly that relationship got better with time. But it can definitely show sudden ups and downs within the home where you're suddenly moving from this place to this place. Okay, and because 8th house is a sudden events. It's very chaotic event, and Saturn is a karaka of it. Karaka of the 8th house, significator of 8th house. So it can bring quite a strict, darker environment within the home. Okay, so guys, this was my analysis of 8th lord in the 4th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And again, if you do not know where your 8th lord is placed and to find out all the secrets of astrology, check out my astrology report and my books on this link. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.